February 23, 1945. Mount Suribachi, Iwo Jima. 17 inches of solid volcanic rock separated the Marines from death. They couldn't see the Japanese soldiers. They couldn't hear them, but Rex could smell them. On that morning, a Doberman Pinscher did something that no military technology could achieve. He detected 47 enemy soldiers hiding inside Mount Suribachi through solid stone. In the next 36 days, dogs like Rex would save more American lives per unit member than any combat force in World War II. The Marines had discovered their secret weapon against an invisible enemy. It had 4 legs and a nose 100,000 times more sensitive than their own. Before we dive into how dogs detected enemies through solid rock, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss these untold stories from World War II. And a quick question, where are you watching from? Drop your country or city in the comments below. Tell me where you're joining us from today. The statistics from those first 4 days painted a grim picture. Marines suffered 6,821 casualties. They'd advanced barely 700 yards from the landing beaches. General Kuribayashi's 22,000 defenders had transformed Iwo Jima into an underground fortress. 11 miles of tunnels connected 1,500 cave entrances. Defenders could fire from one position, disappear, emerge hundreds of yards away. Traditional combat tactics meant nothing here. Marines needed capabilities no human possessed. First Lieutenant William Putney watched his dogs work. February 20th, D-Day +1. Corporal Thomas Tatum and his Doberman Kurt approached an empty hillside. Kurt dropped flat, his alert signal. Tatum froze. Marines prepared grenades. 30 seconds of silence. Kurt's nose pointed to volcanic ash. Engineers discovered a concealed ventilation shaft connecting to 47 Japanese soldiers. Without Kurt, Marines would have walked over an enemy position capable of devastating attacks. The dogs were proving what Putney had promised. They could find what humans couldn't see. Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. 8 months earlier, the secret war dog training school transformed pets into weapons. Lieutenant William Taylor selected breeds by function: Dobermans for alerting, Shepherds for attack, Terriers for messages. The Marine Corps had studied British and Soviet war dog programs. They improved on both. American dogs would specialize. 12 weeks of intensive preparation began with scent discrimination. Dogs learned to distinguish Japanese from American odors using captured uniforms from Saipan. Trainers created artificial cave systems. Dogs navigated total darkness, identified hidden enemies by breath alone. Gunfire, explosions, flamethrower noise became routine. The animals learned to ignore food distractions, work through pain, remain silent on command. The mathematics of canine superiority were undeniable. Dogs detect scents at concentrations 100,000 times lower than humans. They hear frequencies up to 65,000 Hz versus human maximum of 20,000 Hz. Their night vision exceeds human capability by factor of 5. But the Corps needed more than biology. They needed reliability under fire. Training intensified. Dogs crawled through tunnels filled with smoke. They worked alongside tanks, ignored artillery impacts 50 yards away. Handlers fired live rounds over their heads during detection exercises. Weak dogs washed out. Strong ones became weapons. By November 1944, the program had produced 36 combat-ready teams. They would deploy as the 3rd War Dog Platoon, the largest concentration of military dogs ever sent to a single Pacific battle. The Marine Corps faced a specific problem on Iwo Jima. Previous islands saw bonsai charges, exposed positions, predictable tactics. General Kuribayashi had forbidden suicide attacks. His recovered orders stated, "Each man will kill 10 Americans before dying." The Japanese wouldn't come out. They'd wait underground. Intelligence estimated 1,500 cave entrances. Most were invisible from the surface. Standard reconnaissance was useless. Marines would fight blind unless they found another way to detect hidden enemies. Putney's dogs arrived with a mission: solve the cave problem. They carried no weapons, wore no armor. Their value lay in sensory capabilities that exceeded human limitations by orders of magnitude. Each dog had a specialty: Dobermans for silent detection, Shepherds for assault warning, Terriers for message running through sniper zones. Together, they formed a biological detection network no technology could match. February 21st. The cave war began in earnest. Rex demonstrated why dogs changed everything. His handler, Private Har, documented the moment. Rex froze 40 yards from what appeared to be solid rock. His muscles tensed. Ears forward. Marines saw nothing unusual. Rex had detected breathing through 18 inches of volcanic stone. Engineers placed charges. The explosion revealed 32 Japanese soldiers in a chamber that extended 60 feet into the mountain. The dogs operated using 3 distinct alert methods. Dobermans provided silent alerts, freezing, pointing, lying down when detecting enemies. This prevented revealing Marine positions. German Shepherds gave aggressive alerts, growling or barking to flush enemies from spider holes. Messenger dogs sprinted between units when phone lines were cut, often under direct fire. Each category filled critical gaps in Marine capabilities. The Japanese initially dismissed the dogs as propaganda. Colonel Toshio Nishikawa's captured diary revealed their assumption. February 19th. Americans bring pets to combat. Demonstration of their weakness. February 25th. Dogs detect our positions before we see Americans. Countermeasures urgent. The diary documented their growing desperation as every countermeasure failed. Japanese defenders tried everything. They masked scent with volcanic sulfur. Dogs detected them anyway. They used captured American uniforms. Dogs recognized individual human scents, not clothing. They spread dried fish around cave entrances. Marine handlers had trained dogs to ignore food. They built false tunnels to confuse the animals. Dogs followed actual human scent trails, not architectural features. Every adaptation failed against millions of years of evolution. By early March, the underground battle reached its crescendo. Japanese defenders retreated to engineered fortifications extending 75 feet underground. These weren't caves. They were fortresses with blast doors, ventilation systems, multiple levels. Marines faced enemies above, below, beside them simultaneously. The tactical situation was impossible without the dogs. March 8th became the proving moment. Corporal William Scott and Duke searched for Kurabayashi's command bunker. Intelligence placed it somewhere in a grid square containing 200 cave entrances. Duke worked 6 hours through connected tunnels. Temperature, 115 degrees. Sulfur fumes burned lungs. Duke's paws bled from volcanic rock. At 1,437 hours, Duke alerted at a steel door concealed behind natural rock. Behind it, the main Japanese communications center. 62 code books captured. The intelligence shortened the battle by 5 days. Rex became the star performer. Over 36 days, he completed 63 separate cave detections. He located wounded Japanese soldiers hiding among corpses. On March 3rd, he discovered an underground ammunition depot containing enough explosives to kill 200 Marines. By March 10th, Rex had lost 24 pounds. His ribs showed through his coat. His paws were wrapped in torn uniform fabric. Still, he detected enemies. 18-hour days. No complaints. Just results. The dogs paid their price. Kaiser died February 28th, charging a cave entrance to protect his handler. His attack gave Marines seconds to take cover before machine gun fire. Buddy was killed by a sniper while alerting to an enemy position. 17 dogs were wounded by shell fragments. 3 suffered combat fatigue too severe to continue. But every dog that died saved an average of 38 American lives. Japanese frustration appeared in captured documents. Lieutenant Taro Suzuki wrote, "We cannot hide from the dogs. They smell us. They hear us breathe. Fighting Americans is possible. Fighting their animals is not." Another defender's journal contained one line, "The dogs always know." By mid-March, Japanese tactical doctrine had collapsed. They couldn't hide, couldn't ambush, couldn't surprise. The dogs had negated their primary advantages. The tactical impact was measurable. Units with war dogs suffered 42% fewer ambush casualties. Dogs detected 425 cave positions before attacks. They prevented 800 American deaths through early warning. General Clifton Cates testified that dogs reduced casualties by at least 60% in their sectors. The mathematics were undeniable. Dogs saved more lives per unit member than any other force on Iwo Jima. March 26, 1945. Iwo Jima declared secure. The final statistics revealed the dogs' contribution, 1,047 American lives saved through early warning. 876 cave positions detected. 435 messages carried when communication failed. 289 wounded Marines located in impossible terrain. Marine Corps documentation tracked every alert, every saved life. The numbers proved what handlers already knew. The dogs had been indispensable. Of 36 dogs that landed, 29 survived. None returned to civilian life. Military regulations classified them as equipment, not personnel. They couldn't be discharged. Most were euthanized on Guam in 1946. Rex was put down without his handler's knowledge. Private Har learned about it months later. The dog that saved 14 Marines in a single detection, that worked 18-hour days for 36 straight days, was disposed of like broken equipment. The Marine Corps immediately buried the program in classified files. Public relations focused on human heroes, not animals. Handlers were ordered to silence about their unit's capabilities. The full story remained classified until 1968. By then, most handlers had died. The dogs were long gone. Their sacrifice had been deliberately erased from history. Why the cover-up? Politics and perception. Military leadership feared that emphasizing dogs' contributions would diminish human sacrifice. They worried about public reaction to euthanizing hero animals. Technology was the future: radar, sonar, infrared. Dogs seemed primitive. The brass wanted America to celebrate Marines, not Dobermans. So they buried the story. Naval Intelligence's post-war analysis, declassified in 1972, revealed the true cost of abandoning the program. War dogs could have saved 28,000 lives across the Pacific Theater. Training cost, $42 per dog versus $400 per Marine. The dogs required no salary, no pension, no medical discharge. Yet the program died. Machines didn't require emotional attachment. Equipment could be discarded without moral complications. The handlers never forgot. Robert Har kept Rex's collar until his death in 1987. His son found 114 letters to Rex. Christmas 1946. You knew where they were hiding. You always knew. I'm alive because you knew. I never got to say goodbye. Every handler had similar stories. They'd watch their dogs save lives, suffer wounds, work until exhaustion. Then they'd watch them die for bureaucratic convenience. William Putney spent 40 years fighting for recognition. He wrote letters, petitioned Congress, gathered testimonies. In 1994, at age 71, he succeeded in creating a memorial on Guam. The bronze plaque lists 25 dogs by name. Rex is third. The inscription, given in memory of the Marine War dogs who gave their lives liberating Guam in 1944 and securing Iwo Jima in 1945. Semper Fidelis. Kurabayashi's final message from Iwo Jima, transmitted March 23, contained an unexpected admission. American military dogs surpassed all defensive preparations. Recommend future positions account for animals with superior senses. Human concealment insufficient. It was the only mention of war dogs in any Japanese senior command assessment. Even the enemy recognized what American leadership would minimize. The numbers tell the forgotten story. 29 dogs survived. They saved 1,047 Americans. Detected 876 positions. Prevented 800 deaths. No World War II unit achieved a higher ratio of lives saved to lives lost. None received less recognition. The most effective biological weapon in the Pacific War was erased from history because it had 4 legs and a tail. So, what did you think about these 4-legged heroes who could detect enemies through solid rock? Did this change how you see the Pacific War? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this untold story from Iwo Jima, give this video a like. It helps more history enthusiasts discover these forgotten perspectives. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another deep dive into the moments that shaped World War II. There are so many more stories like this waiting to be told.